Hi there, welcome to another text and talk about the Leviathan story pack. What you get in there, is it worth it to pre-order, and is it worth it for you, especially. So what is in the Leviathan story pack? We're just taking the dev diaries here and showing you what's in there, so you know, is this for you or not. First, like the Leviathan story pack is mainly about the mid and end game, but also new stuff for the early game. Not that much, because the early game is already full of actions, of quests, of things going on, but the mid game will be pepped up and the end game will be totally awesome. So let's have a look at it. Like, what do we have here? They say Guardians feature, Enclaves feature, War in Heaven feature, 5 new portraits, cuties, and 20 new minutes of new music. Yeah, the music is of course totally awesome, as always, by Paradox Games. Like, it's probably the only games where I don't stop the music after a while, so the music is pretty good. How much will it cost? It's already announced. It's €10 or $10. Oh, $9.99, of course. Yeah. So, first, the Enclaves feature. What are the Enclaves? Enclaves are a new type of precursors, which you will encounter while exploring the galaxy. Instead of living on planets and controlling an empire, they are neutral traders, artists, and scholars who reside in ancient space stations and who will offer their services to anyone who is willing to pay. So, they're giving you, like, minerals, they're giving you research points for money. That is basically the basic thing about them. But they will also give you, you can also already see here, traders allow you to exchange minerals for energy and vice versa. And artists allow you to commission a piece of art that can be placed on one of your planets as a building or become their patron to support more advanced works. And curators allow you to purchase star charts, enlist their aid in furthering your research, or purchase information about the different guardians and their weaknesses. So you have basically traders, like builder helpers, researcher helpers, are the curators. So here's an example of the Merchant Guild, where you can buy, not very cheaply, like trading with your allies will be cheaper, but sometimes you have no allies. After a while, if you're too successful, you're perceived as a threat, and then you have no allies, and then this will be extremely helpful. And in addition to these basic interactions, each time of Enclave also has an advanced interactions that's not immediately available, but you will, after some trades, you'll gain relations with them, and they will also ask for some things. And if you fulfill these, then you'll also get relations. So what is there? Traders will sell you a unique strategic resource accessible only to them. So you won't get that anywhere else in the universe. You'll only get it from the traders. So this can be pretty helpful. Artists can be asked to organize a festival across your worlds, improving happiness across your entire empire. I imagine this is going on for a while, and it's pretty helpful, especially after a war, when you want to integrate new populace into your empire. Then curators will allow you to recruit one of their researchers who provides access to unique technologies not otherwise researchable, and who's probably you're gaining a researcher then also for your staff, like, probably. And the unique technologies not otherwise researchable also sound pretty nice. So, yeah, these are the researchers. And let's see. So these are the Enclaves. What else is there? There's Guardians and the War in Heaven. So, there we go. Guardians, or Leviathans as they're also known, are space-dwelling beings of immense power. Now the Guardians, you have a number of them depending on the size of the galaxy, and I think also you can now, in the new map generator, you can probably adjust, well, I hope you can adjust a probability for them, but in bigger universes, there are going to be more Guardians. That's really that. So you have dragons here, as you can see, but these are not all of them. That's just a sample of them. So it's really awesome. The creature observed in the system is unlike anything the Starfleet has previously encountered, highly aggressive and with destructive capabilities to match. Gas a planetoid that initial scans indicate is exceptionally research-rich. So they have some treasures. For example, the Space Dragon, of course, has treasures, technology, artifacts, these either planets or asteroids where you can build stations on. They're of course very hard to kill, and they're often also mothers of smaller creatures that may spawn in that system. So what else do we have here? The Infinity Machine, a strange metal sphere at the edge of a black hole. It does not attack as you approach, but you can maybe attack. And how much of a threat could that metal sphere be? So that's the Infinity Machine. You will have to find out what it brings. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Come on. And the Stellarite. What can live inside a star? What does it eat? You can see here the awesome model of the Stellarite, who is burning in the fire. And yeah, these are basically story elements that are added, and that's why it's called Story Pack. There are going to be many more than these three. I imagine, like, was it 9 or 10 at least? And it will add a lot of challenge, also new play styles. I mean, you could specialize in these Guardians, go for them, and get the technologies from them. Like that's a war technology strategy. Then we have the War in Heaven. It's like connected to the free features Sleeper Awaken. Like the fallen empires awaken and conquer galaxies or influence the whole galaxy. And what then happens is, like, you have two of these awakened fallen empires that decide they are enemies now. For example, like enigmatic observers against militant isolationists would be something that would be a classic standoff. What then happens is they're asking the whole empire to choose sides, and there is a giant war going on between these two sides. You can also choose to not take a side, and I'm pretty curious of what will happen then. So you can already see pretty big fleets that you usually only encounter in the Endgame, having a standoff. Like there it's described. Like, all empires will be presented with a choice. Join one of the two awakened empires and bet on their victory. Join a league of non-aligned empires and hope you can stand against them both, or stand alone and risk being trampled underfoot when the war comes your way. Unlike a normal war, the War in Heaven is a cataclysmic event that will not end once a few worlds have been captured or a few battles won. It will be a fight to the death that ends only when one awakened empire stands victorious or both have been subjugated. If one of the awakened empires wins, they will show favor to those who supported them and be merciless to those who opposed them. And who are these guys? Yeah. It's the cuties. It's the cuties. Of course, the cuties will be the fallen. No. You can choose the cuties. These are a paid feature as well. There are the free portraits for the humanoids, which are very nice. And, of course, yeah. Who doesn't want to play as space elves or something like that? That's really cool. But here, the only thing that's missing is the rainbow pony race, right? So we have the gecko, we have the butterfly, who looks like a night moth, we have the cute starfish, we have the vineyard snail, the snailian with its tentacles, and we have the fungoid pretty shroom. So these guys can probably also become fallen empires. And yeah, that will be something if that cute butterfly asks you to destroy its opponent falling empire, or you will be destroyed. Like, That's going to be something. So that DLC, for whom is it? Who would like it? All people that like to play also the mid and end game will really like that, because, yeah, the things you have at the start, like the space monsters that are usually at the start, they are the nice spice. You can go for them and destroy them and get new technologies. But these are all beginning technologies more. And now you have the opportunity to continue this playstyle a bit also in the mid game. You can see here there's a force of 17.7k up against the dragon. So it's definitely mid game stuff. And it will probably also become end game stuff there, as these are generated procedurally, sometimes integrated, sometimes like that. And I imagine there will also be mods that may adjust their strength, so they are also relevant at least in the late mid game, if not in the end game. So if you're playing regularly through to the mid and end game, then this is absolutely for you. Same goes for the War in Heaven. That is more like a mid to end game thing. So it really spices up these parts of the game where previously it was just like there were several features that would become irrelevant, like exploring systems. That's so fun at the start, and later on it's like kind of what do I do now with my science ships? Oh yeah, there are these things to research, but really we cannot research anything anymore because we have researched everything. And that will change, I believe, with these giant wars. There are going to be systems that have been blocked by the fallen empires, and if you manage to beat them in one of these giant wars, there may be systems that you may explore again, and they may not have been explored before, as the fallen empires are much more powerful than before. And like after the War in Heaven, there will be room again in the universe. Not like the ever-growing, and then after a while the whole universe is settled on. And you can just expand by war, but otherwise, like this, there may be destruction also. As this is a cataclysmic event, so we'll see how it plays out. And of course, yeah, this is good for all the players. I mean, but you won't pay like the $10 for only 5 portraits, even if they are pretty cute. I mean, you could argue if if you're into these portraits, why not? I mean, but it's really the Leviathans DLC is for people who like the mid and end game. If you're just restarting and optimize your early game, then it's probably not for you. Then you should wait a while for like a Steam sale or something like that. Even though I think it's going to be a while. Like it will be a while. Even the Plantoids DLC is not yet on a Steam sale. So it might be 6 months or so before that will be on the Steam sale. And I think also like the first DLC, like the cosmetic DLC with the Plantoids, that was debatable. I mean, $8 for the portraits that are totally optional is, on the one side, it's not a cheap price. You can say that if you really love the game and only play Stellaris, then it's not a high price. If you're not collecting games or something, so if you're only playing the game, it's okay. But if you're also playing other games, it's totally optional for the Plantoids DLC. This thing, though, is really, if you like to play Stellaris and have a game going on, like to have a game going on longer, then go for it. It's really, it adds so much. Like, it adds much more than the Plantoids DLC, which was yeah, it was a really a good bunch of very nice portraits and also animations. So it's not that costly, but this one is really a good deal, I feel. Like, it feels like an expansion more than only a small DLC. So my recommendation would be if you like the mid and the early game as much as I do, then go for it. You could wait for some reviews. Like, there's no need to pre-order. There's no special bonus for it. And can also wait for a Steam sale if you're content with the game as it is, or if you're playing something else at the moment, like if you want to play some Civ right now that's coming out soon, and want to go back to Stellaris in 5 to 6 months, then I'd just wait until then. But otherwise, if you're playing Stellaris right now, then go for the Leviathans DLC. I think you won't regret it. I think it's an awesome DLC that's going to come. And if you like, play with one of these cuties. We're going to play with one in the new Let's Play, starting with the Leviathans DLC on the 20th. With the snails here. Be surprised. We have integrated a lot of community-made empires that I'll have to rebuild in the game. And then, yeah, the game will start. The game will start. The snails, for which the story I'll reveal, up against all the community-created, very efficient and very lawsome, story-rich empires. I'm going to be happy. In this story pack, there's so much about story and excitement in the mid and late game. It will be pretty cool to have community-made empires out there with real personality that will spice up the game, definitely. So, thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please subscribe if you want to get the Stellaris news. I'm regularly reading through the dev diaries, making the news videos for the dev diaries coming. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I'll inform you once I read them, usually the same day and the evening. Something will be there, talking about it, integrating it in the whole picture of the dev diaries, what's coming, and so on. So I hope this was useful for you. I hope you have decided now to buy, to not to buy, if you like that thing. And there will be, I'll make, as soon as I have the DLC, I'll show it to you live, so you can see what it's all about. You can also look at the Paradox Extra channel. They have a preview version of it that's not like exactly like the DLC is coming out, but they have some, I think it's cute co-op or something called like that, where you can see a bit of the DLC already in action. But they are not playing that much into the game, so they're not reaching the mid and end game, so they're showing off mostly the Heinlein patch that is coming, the big Heinlein patch. So if you're interested in that, go for that. Otherwise, just subscribe. I'll inform you when the DLC is there. There will be an info video about the DLC, how it really looks in-game. This is just for the people who want to maybe pre-order, to have it done, to be able to play it right now when it comes out. So if you're into Stellaris, then go for it. That's my recommendation. I'm much into Stellaris, so for me it's no question. Otherwise, like, just wait for the reviews. They'll come in, and I'll also show you what it's really like. So happy gaming to you, and see you in the next video. This is Immanuel signing out.